In today's video, I'm going to talk about 5 well-established predictors of success in job interviews. Number 1, clarity of thought, or how well can you communicate your stories as answers. Basically reaching that level when you feel like you're in the zone and your answers project you as a confident and competent individual. A common misconception here is for some to think that clarity of thought actually means English speaking skills. It is not. Okay, so usually the way you communicate your best story is as close as it gets to what I mean by clarity of thought. Basically raising the bar to have all your stories sound as good, to make enough revisions, would be the most interesting exercise to help you to reach this important goal. Next predictor of success I'd like to mention here is humbleness. So people who focus on communicating about the work they put in versus endlessly bragging about results. Also, these people often understand that successful candidates aren't competing against each other, but rather differentiate during the job interview by providing unique and often peculiar answers. Next, number 3, remembering all the details from your previous experiences is something which many candidates fail to achieve in a job interview. Okay, and I would simply challenge you here to make an uncomfortably deep dive into something which happened maybe a few years ago, but something which is still a key highlight from your career. Okay, so even if this sounds simple, in reality is actually a well-known predictor of people who do well in job interviews. Next one, number 4, learning and using help from multiple sources. Okay, sources could be YouTube videos, role play, training, coaching, just to name a few here. So most candidates only try 1 or at most 2 methods, okay, while others go as far as to experiment with even multiple coaches, just in order to find what will work best for them to prepare their job interview. Okay, and actually there's a common interview question: how do you learn? Okay, and a very common red flag is when a candidate only mentions that they learn from 1 source exclusively. Okay, and finally here, during the heat of the moment, your anxiety levels will likely increase, and therefore listening carefully and understanding why a question gets asked becomes more challenging. Okay, so now maybe some of you might wonder, but then why is it so important to be a great listener during a job interview? Why not just basically focus on answering the question? Let me give you a simple example here, a classic one of Amazon interviews, where they ask you and score you on questions linked to their leadership principles or to specific behaviors. Okay, and the best candidates spot like 95% of the leadership principles from the questions they're being screened on, which basically makes them significantly more likely to score better and to pass interviews, right? So I hope you found my 5 tips useful, and thank you very much for watching.